Good morning, everyone. Well, I'm going to be honest. I really hadn't seen anything in the tweets this morning that I could think of any comments. So today's not going to be about president's tweets. Oh well. I'm not saying that I didn't miss something. I'm just saying that I guess I'm kind of tired. So yesterday I had to do a speech. And I had rehearsed the speech over and over and over and over and over. I don't know what it is about doing a speech, but no matter how many times you rehearse it, at least for me, no matter how many times I rehearsed it, when I got up there to do the speech, there was still two parts, as a matter of fact, where I kind of froze for a moment, like, and then remembered what I was going to say, and I had 5 to 7 minutes to do it. I think I got it done in 6 minutes and 23 seconds. And much to my surprise, because there were 2 speakers, and the other speaker really did well. I mean, she had a wonderful speech, and I voted for her, and much to my surprise, I won. And I guess I'm kind of thrilled because this is the first ribbon I've won. It's the second speech I did, but there's different ribbons for different things. Like, this is Toastmasters. And I didn't win the first speech. The other speaker, she is, on the first speech I did, is really professional. If she does anything, she's going to win. I mean, it's like when she asks the prize, I'm like, oh, come on. Why would you be surprised? But she was not the speaker I was up against yesterday. And the speaker I was up against yesterday, she was marvelous. I mean, I was very impressed with her speech. But because I know how my speech was supposed to go, and I know that there are 2 moments that I froze, but I guess they didn't see it. I seen it. So I thought, oh, God, it's a disaster. I'm going to lose. And to the point, I'm pretty honest, I voted for her. If I thought I was better, I would have voted for me. And I won. So I was like, oh, okay. The other thing I kind of wanted to announce, and I didn't say it yesterday when I was doing the president's tweets, was yesterday was not only the 30th anniversary of the walk on the moon, but this little girl, was her 10th birthday. This is Rendezvous, middle name Do, so it's Rendezvous Do. I got her 10 years ago in September, and I was told when I got her when she was born. And I wanted to name her Rhonda after a friend of mine who was fighting in Iraq, and my late husband said, well, let's name her Rendezvous, Rhonda for short, and then he gave her the middle name Do, which made it Rendezvous. And I says, maybe you're watching too many Stephen King movies, I don't know. But anyways, this little girl turned 10 years old yesterday, and I didn't mention it. So, yeah, I just wanted y'all to know that my little doggy, 4.8 pounds at her normal weight. If she's 5 pounds, she's heavy. She had a birthday. And I just adore her. And I am so thankful that she's in my life. And the news is really kind of getting kind of repetitive. It's like they try to come up with something new. Okay, the president, I seen it myself where he, I don't know, about 21-year-olds getting insurance at $12 a year. Okay, whatever. But he has always said rather bizarre things. That, I guess, is really kind of bizarre. But he's, 70-something? We don't know. Perhaps he has some issues going on up here, too. Maybe he should also get checked. See if he's got any kind of blood clots or cancer. I mean, it's one thing to say bizarre things that make sense, but that was like rambling. I don't know of any more news concerning John McCain yet. And I guess because I'm really kind of exhausted today, I'm just not too much into it. But the speech I did yesterday, I must have recorded at home 2,452 times. I wanted to bring a camera and record it there and put it on YouTube, put it on my Facebook, but I forgot my camera. So I don't have any recordings, and I didn't get anybody to record it with my phone, which was something I thought about doing and just didn't think about it. So the best I can do is pick one of the recordings I did, or maybe combine some together to make it look better, whatever, to give you an idea of the speech that I did yesterday and see what you think. Keep in mind, when I'm here, I was practicing right here, and I'm going, Madam Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, and honored guest. There's no one in this actual room, but I knew that I was going to be talking to people. When I went to Toastmasters yesterday, in the particular part of my speech, you'll see me going like this, and this, and this, because I'm mentioning a few people, and I did it in a way that I start center, here, center, there. People first came in and they were not sitting where they normally sit, and I'm thinking, oh no, I had it center, here, center, there. But then they started sitting where they normally sit, excepting for one young man, but it was still in the center. He usually sat over this way, but he sat over this way, but this still worked out. I just want to make those points. So when I show you the rehearsed speech, you know that, yeah, a few things changed. You will see a few characters in my speech. This. Okay. And this one. Now, this one has a missing tooth that I made. It was there yesterday. I tend to think that maybe during the speech it fell off because I can't seem to find it in the bag that I had it in. And I guess that's going to make you even a little bit more curious. So let me show you the speech now. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Ladies and gentlemen and honored guests, I'm sure you've heard many times on what food you should and should not eat. But I'm not here to talk to you about that. What I'm here to talk to you about is how to eat your food. And how to eat your food can be just as important, if not even more important, than what you're eating. Let me explain. Back when I was taking classes in massage therapy, I learned about the sympathetic fight and flight and parasympathetic rest and digest nervous system and how important that is for massage. When I started taking classes to become a health wellness coach, I had to read a book called The Slow Down Diet, in which went more into the whole sympathetic fight and flight and parasympathetic rest and digest nervous system. And it explained how they work together, but they don't work at the same time. And I'll explain it to you. You see, thousands and thousands of years ago, back when we were still living in caves, and we were, just enjoying our lives, maybe eating apples off the tree or whatever, and we'd look up and we would see the vicious saber-tooth bunny. And at that time, we would go into the sympathetic fight and fight mode. We would start running, and all of the blood in our body would go to the different parts in our organs so that we can run and save our lives, which means that it would leave our brains. Because at that point, what we needed was our muscles to go and our heart to race faster. So this is why we can't think clearly when we're running. At this time, Dusty over here is throwing carrots at the saber-tooth bunny in order to slow it down so that it doesn't giving us time to get to the cave. Betty, she's as sweet as she can be. She's taking care of everybody who got wounded trying to get away from the vicious saber-tooth bunny. Mark and Brad over there, they're talking about who's going to take what shift at night to watch over the cave to make sure that we are all safe from the saber-toothed bunny. And Kay has made this delicious meal. It's because she knows that we need the food to give our bodies strength to deal with the saber-toothed bunny. The problem is that we are still in the sympathetic fight and flight hormone mode. We're afraid of the saber-toothed bunny coming back. So while our bodies are still in this fight and flight hormone mode, it cannot rest and digest. It doesn't have time to rest and digest, and we can't enjoy Kay's lovely meal. And even if we was to take time to shove this meal down our throats, because the body cannot at that time rest and digest, it can't properly digest the food, it's going to take it and put it in little fat pockets. Now the French over there, they're enjoying themselves. Let me tell you something. Did you know that the French diet, according to American standards, is atrocious? But yet they are thinner and healthier than the average American. Why is that? Because they're in this cave and they're making this lovely table with a tablecloth and candles and flowers. They're going to sit down. They're going to relax and enjoy Kay's lovely meal. They're going to be with good company, laughing and relaxing, and so that the meal will digest properly. They take their time to eat and savor the flavor of the meal, giving the brain time to let the stomach know that it's full. And they take a deep breath because they know that just as fire needs air to burn fuel, so does the body need air to burn fuel. And the other thing they know, the saber-toothed bunny is a vegetarian. It's the saber-toothed Snoopy bunny you need to watch out for. Meanwhile, our friend the saber-toothed bunny is over there, and he's eating the carrots that Dusty threw at him. Thank you, Dusty. And he looks up, and he sees a pterodactyl. Now his life is in danger. So he starts running for his life, and the pterodactyl's coming after him, and he runs, and he jumps into his hole. And the pterodactyl can't get in there, so he knows he's safe, and he's going, nanny, nanny, nanny. And he just sits there, and he listens, and he waits till the pterodactyl takes off, and he knows the pterodactyl is now after another piece of food. So he comes out, and he just enjoys his carrots mixed with grass because he wants a salad. And he's relaxing, and his body is digesting the food properly. He's eating it slowly, so he knows when he's full. And he's taking a deep breath. Maybe one day the pterodactyl will get him, but I doubt it, and I'll tell you why. Because he eats his food right, and he eats it slowly, so he can think clearly. I bet you he's going to live a nice, long, saber-toothed bunny life. So the next time you sit down to eat, rather you're eating a gelato, you're eating ice cream. Rather you're eating a salad, you're eating pasta. Remember the story of the saber-toothed bunny. Relax as you're eating so that you can properly digest your food. Eat it slowly, savor the flavor, giving your brain time to tell the stomach it's full. And take a deep breath. Giving your body the air it needs to burn the fuel. Okay, so what did you think of that? I hope you enjoyed it. I am a member of the Toastmasters. I actually go to the Richardson Toastmasters. It's called Richardson Icebreakers. There's Toastmasters all over the world. I recommend Toastmasters for people who need to improve their speaking area, rather it's one-on-one, or rather it's to a crowd of people, or rather it's for a workshop. It also helps with leadership. I just recently was made the VPPR, Vice President of Public Relations, for the Toastmasters group that I'm in, and I had to go to classes for that, and I believe that it's really going to help me with my business, because one of my shortcomings is getting my business out there. So I'm going to be taking this seriously as I'm working on getting Toastmasters, or at least our club's Toastmasters information out there. And I know many of you are not near Texas or Richardson, Texas, or whatever. But I am sure you can find a Toastmasters.
There are
somewhere.
all kinds of
Toastmasters out there. Some of them might be a little bit more formal. Not all of them have the contest. Mine do, the one I go to. They usually have speakers. They have table topics. They have leadership. And each have different personalities. You may want to go to one that's a little bit more formal. You may want to go to one that's informal. There's one for advanced Toastmasters only that I'm not an advanced Toastmaster, but it's called Politically Incorrect. It's for people who would rather go to a really laid-back Toastmasters that may talk about things that normally are not acceptable in society. I know about this one because I went to the Toastmasters convention not too long ago, and some of the more advanced ones, they allowed people who were not, anybody to go in just to get a sample of it. My boyfriend went into the Politically Incorrect when I decided to go into improv, which is one of the more advanced ones, at least here in Texas. And it, had the basics, but had a completely different feel. So you may want to look into different Toastmasters. You don't have to join. You can be a guest. But as a guest, you really can't participate as a speaker or participate in leadership. Some Toastmasters as a guest will let you vote, and like the ones I'm in, if you're a guest, you can vote for which is the best speaker, which is the big three, which is the best table topics. They have different contests there. Some of them, like I said, don't even vote. I joined Toastmasters because business-wise, I wanted to do workshops, and I needed the experience of speaking in front of people. I also needed, business-wise, leadership skills. Some people, like I said, they're at work, and they need the experience of speaking in front of people, or they just need the experience of speaking one-to-one. There's all different types of books for all different types of speeches, and some of them need the leadership skills. It is not a school. Let me make that clear. But it is a group of people who will watch you do your speech, tell you the things that you did right on, and give you some advice on things that could use improving. I highly recommend Toastmasters. Check them out in your area and see what you think. Thank you. I know this is a bit different than my normal, but you know what? Sometimes we need to shake it up a bit. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you.